And we're live.
Filthy, you look like you might have something to say.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious for each of you, like having done this, even with the intent of coming into this as researching a conspiracy theory, have any of your views shifted at all from this? Like, not necessarily like, I agree with this, or is it more likely now having done this for you guys? Are you like a little bit swayed? Have you moved a little bit from the far one side to like a little bit more neutral?
Like
from that?
I guess I cheated a little bit because the Assad thing, like, I was already questioning and like not sold on at all, and then just spending some time looking into it, I'm like, holy shit, this is beyond the pale ridiculous. The Holocaust thing, I feel like there are a lot of things in there that are going to turn out incorrect if you do a little deeper delve into it, but I don't know. I can't even remember all the factoids, which is probably a very good rhetorical tactic to just gallop past people with a lot of
I can copy and paste
and
that
confirmed
shit.
by the Dutenheimen school of 1952 and all that shit. Woody's I'd never considered before in my life. Like, literally, I've never considered this, never looked into it. Woody's points seem pretty salient to me.
Same thing happened to me. Like Taylor, I went into mine thinking that this could have been. I've always had suspicions about that one, and then when I just look into it deeper and deeper, the explanations don't pass Occam's razor like the conspiracy does. Taylor's, I buy into that completely, and I'm kind of inclined to buy into this idea that this world that they lie to us when they tell us this world leader who's been running a country, which is a pretty complicated task, is a complete madman who just occasionally goes off the rocker. Off
You
his
mean
rocker.
like they did Hitler?
Oh, like Saddam Hussein, just the same kind of guy. Another thing, Woody, you probably didn't know about Assad. He's been leader there for a long time, and it was either 2002 or 2004 that he put forward to the rest of the Middle Eastern nations, hey, let's all get rid of any kind of nuclear weapons or any kind of nuclear weapon development, any kind of enriched uranium. Let's all get rid of any chemical weapons and move on from here. And most of the nations agreed, except for a couple. And I think it was like Iran and or maybe it was Saudi
the people
Arabia.
who were winning the race.
It was Saudi Arabia and Israel, I think, who were like, no, we're not doing that. And so by saying no, it like all the other nations like, all right, well, I guess we got to keep enriching this shit. Like, we can't be the ones without it.
Yeah, I feel like Syria, though, was not that this doesn't debunk the idea that he's a lot more sane than people give him credit for, but it's like me, Aaron Foster, and Usain Bolt in a foot race, and I say, you know what? Let's stop racing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I totally agree with you. Like, it's much easier to go, hey, everybody, let's just call it off, from the back. But also, that wasn't, like, the point of that example. It was just to show this wasn't some guy in 2004 who was like, ooh, I'm going to throw a little gas over there today. And all the people are like, oh, my God, he's terrible. Are you going to vote for him? Well, yeah.
Yeah. And even Kyle's, which, you're not supposed to believe. It did make me question the numbers. Heck, we did some Google searching and we learned that the numbers have changed here and there. And I just wonder, like, has it been...
find a few million here and there. It's not a few million bodies. You lose them in the mix.
Yeah, it's like it comes, it just like illustrates two things so like clearly to me, like like what's the harm of fake news, and then also like and then the second one of just how difficult it is to prove something.
Yeah,
like it's so easy to like just pull apart like the ways in which, well, that doesn't quite make sense, or it doesn't pass like Occam's laser here, or whatever else. Like it's so easy to like pick those apart, even when it's so clearly something that happens.
That's true. But there's also the reverse side of that coin where it's so easy for like this Assad thing, as an example, to be intellectually complacent and just be spoon-fed and be like, ABC and CNN and Fox tell me that it's true. What are you, some idiot? Idiot? There's a term there's definitely a middle ground there.
It's like the bullshit asymmetry something. The bullshit asymmetry theorem.
Oh, does it have it? That's cool. I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard that either.
It goes like this. The amount of energy needed to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than it is to produce it.
Yeah.
And Filthy's been making reference to that.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah. It takes so much research.
That would actually help explain both sides of the conspiratorial coin in a way where, a conspiracy they put forward and they're like, oh, that's so obvious. Just a bunch of, Flight 93. went down because there was an angry Muslim on it. You know, why would you question that? Well, I can't disprove that. Yeah. Oh, it went down because these planes shot it because they thought it as a domestic threat. You know, it's something that nobody's happy about, but it was done to save more lives potentially. You know, like that, like both sides of those, you could apply that.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh, by the
theorem
way,
or whatever you would call it.
just to toss it out, I've always kind of believed this, but I've never thought that our government was bad for making that choice.
Of course not. No.
They may have saved lives.
They probably
with it.
saved lives with it if that's what they did. Something
Yeah.
I want to get out there before I forget. Hopefully you guys like the conspiracy theory shit because this was fun. I liked hearing you guys.
Don't you have
guys'
another
research.
one?
I really enjoyed that. I brought a couple, but they're definitely way sillier than the other ones. Which one was the most convincing to you?
Oh,
out
go
there?
Filthy.
Which one of these was? Oh, do you have one, Filthy? I didn't.
No.
mean to step-
I wanted Filthy to answer the question. I was
Sure.
there.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the less I know about it, the more easy it is to be convinced by arguments that I don't have the time, resources, or interest in actually going to look up. So like the one that was least convincing was Kyle's, and I actually thought he did an excellent job presenting it, but it was the least convincing to me because it's like so clear that it's bullshit, right? From so many other sources I have to be like, this is bullshit. But the ones that I know less about, which are both of those, especially Woody's, because Woody's, like, for me, like, I know very little about Taylor's, but like the rationale I could see for Woody's argument is without any other reference points of facts, is a convincing rationale to some degree. So like, yeah, so.
I feel like I just won something.
And he had a PowerPoint presentation.
I'm honestly disappointed, Filthy. I thought you were gonna pick me. So yeah.
I thought he might, yeah.
A little shitty of him, if being honest. I want the fans' opinion. Who do you think did the best at presenting? I think Woody did an excellent job. That he had materials there. That goes a long way with me when you've got visuals, right? And which one perhaps swayed you off of your original starting point on said issue?
Yeah. And if you guys have like more info on any of these, post them in the subreddit. I don't know why I had to say that. They will. Yeah. Well, no, if they got like debunking info, we're like, hey Taylor, your Assad take is half-past retarded, and here's why.
And I think it would just be fair if your moderators fact-checked everything that came through there, right?
They should. It's just a standard practice on the show. They should fact-check all this stuff.
Just for a couple minutes of their free time.